Friends, you've probably heard about the mighty dinosaurs that ruled this earth millions of years ago. But no matter how advanced our technology is, you'll never see a real photograph of one, because cameras didn't exist back then, and neither did humans. But in the last 2 centuries, with the invention of photography, we've been able to capture moments in time, snapshots of animals, environments, and lives now lost forever. In today's video, I'll show you something extraordinary. The last known photographs of 7 animals that are now completely extinct. Photos taken just before these species vanished from the earth, never to return. Number 7. The quagga. Imagine a zebra, but only half-striped. That was the quagga. A rare subspecies of the plain zebra, the quagga had a unique pattern, stripes on the front half of its body, fading into a plain brown back half. It looked like a strange hybrid of a zebra and a horse. These animals were once found in South Africa, roaming the open plains in peace. But in the 19th century, when European settlers, mainly the British and Dutch, began to colonize the region, they also began hunting quaggas on a massive scale. They were seen as competition for livestock and were killed for their hides and meat. By 1878, the very last known quagga was captured and placed in the Amsterdam Zoo. It died a few years later. When zookeepers tried to find a replacement, they made a shocking discovery. There were none left. That photo you're seeing, it's the only known photo of a live quagga, taken just before it vanished forever. Number 6. Passenger pigeon. It's hard to imagine now, but passenger pigeons once filled the skies of North America in numbers we can't even comprehend. These birds didn't fly in flocks of hundreds or thousands, but in billions. So thick were their numbers that their migrations would black out the sun for hours. But as the human population grew, so did their appetite. Passenger pigeons became a cheap and easy source of food, hunted relentlessly for meat. People would shoot blindly into the sky and bring down hundreds with a single shot. They were also used in commercial food production, and their nests were raided by the thousands. Within just a few decades, the population collapsed. The last known passenger pigeon was a female named Martha. She lived in the Cincinnati Zoo, and when she died on September 1st, 1914, the species was officially declared extinct. The photo of Martha remains as a final reminder of what once was. Number 5. Carolina parakeet. Colorful, playful, and loud. Carolina parakeets were once the only native parrots of the eastern United States. They lived in flocks and fed on seeds, fruits, and crops. Their favorite? The cocklebur plant, whose seeds were toxic to many animals. Ironically, this made the parakeets slightly poisonous too, protecting them from predators, but not from humans. In the early 1900s, feathers became fashion. Their bright green and yellow feathers were highly sought after for decorative hats. At the same time, farmers began killing them in huge numbers because they considered them pests that destroyed crops. Tragically, the last known Carolina parakeet died in 1918 in the same cage as Martha, the passenger pigeon at the Cincinnati Zoo. The image you're seeing is of that last bird, a vibrant soul in a world that no longer had a place for it. Number 4. Thylacine, Tasmanian tiger. The thylacine, also known as the Tasmanian tiger or Tasmanian wolf, wasn't a tiger or a wolf. It was a marsupial predator, more closely related to kangaroos than cats or dogs. It had a dog-like body, a stiff tail, and stripes across its back, earning its nickname. It lived in Tasmania, Australia, and New Guinea, hunting small animals and living a quiet, solitary life. But humans had other plans. When European settlers arrived, they blamed thylacines for livestock losses. The Tasmanian government placed a bounty on them, encouraging widespread extermination. To make matters worse, the introduction of dingoes, wild dogs, created competition for food and territory. By the 1930s, only a few thylacines were left. This footage you're watching now shows Benjamin, the last known thylacine. He died in Hobart Zoo in 1936, locked outside his shelter during freezing weather. No efforts were made to protect or breed the species. He died cold, alone, and with him, an entire species vanished. Number 3. Golden toad. Unlike anything you've ever seen, the golden toad was a radiant amphibian with glowing orange skin, found only in the Monteverde cloud forest of Costa Rica. They were first discovered in 1966, and by the 1980s, over 3,000 were counted, but something terrifying happened. In less than a decade, their numbers dropped to just a handful. The culprit? A mysterious fungal disease known as chytridiomycosis, which causes amphibians' skin to dissolve, making it impossible for them to breathe. In 1989, only one male was seen waiting near a puddle during mating season for a mate that would never arrive. By 2004, the species was officially declared extinct. This photo, taken by Dr. J. Savage, shows one of the last golden toads ever to be seen alive. Number 2. Bubal Hartebeest. Once roaming the deserts and savannas of North Africa, the Bubal Hartebeest was a type of antelope with a reddish-brown coat, light belly, and curved horns. It was a peaceful grazer, living in herds. But when France colonized Algeria in 1830, mass hunting began. They were easy to kill, and hundreds were slaughtered. By the early 1900s, they were already on the brink. Then came a tragic moment in 1917 when a group of just 15 Bubal Hartebeests was spotted in the wild. The person who saw them? A hunter. He killed 12 of them instantly. The remaining 3 were all males, unable to reproduce, and so, just like that, the species was doomed. This image, taken in 1933 in Paris, is the last known photo of the Bubal Hartebeest. Number 1. Barbary Lion. Larger, stronger, and more majestic than the African lions we know today. The Barbary lion once roamed the Atlas Mountains of North Africa, covered in a thick, dark mane that extended over its shoulders and down its belly. This lion was built for cold mountain climates. They were feared, respected, and often captured for use in gladiator fights during Roman times. But during the colonial period, especially in the early 1900s, Barbary lions were hunted aggressively for trophies and as threats to settlements. By 1940, they were considered extinct in the wild. But in 1942, a remarkable thing happened. A French military officer and photographer named Marcelin Flandrin, flying over Morocco, spotted a lone lion in the Atlas Mountains. He managed to capture one final photo, the last known image of a Barbary lion in the wild. That lion has never been seen again. So, friends, these were the last faces of species that no longer walk the earth. Victims of greed, carelessness, disease, and human ignorance. These haunting photographs are more than just memories. They're warnings, a reminder of the fragility of life and the responsibility we all share to protect the creatures that remain. Which animal story touched you the most? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to see more powerful stories like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's keep their memory alive and make sure no more names are added to this list.